Perfect.
Good thing I've got editing software. Good morning again, folks. I'm trying this again this morning. This is Anthony with Avalon Apiaries. I'm out here in my new bee yard. I'm going to demonstrate doing a split on one of these hives here. My assistant Margaret is helping me today. So I've already got my smoker going. You can see I did a number of nukes last night before I left. Just basically going to smoke them a little bit. You can get closer if you want.
Okay.
All my movements are fairly slow. I don't do this very fast. I don't like to aggravate the bees any more than I need to. So last night I pulled a few frames out of this one, but the queen is still in here. So the first thing we're going to do is just kind of give them a little bit more smoke. And my key thing right now in doing this split is to look for the queen. She's more than likely going to be in these top frames. So that's what I'm aiming for. Yeah, if you want to stand over there so you're not having to straddle the box, that's fine. So I'm just pulling these frames out, and immediately I find her right away on this first one. So this is the queen bee right here. She's got a longer body. She's not as small and fuzzy as the little workers. You can see her crawling around. She's looking for a spot to lay eggs. So I've identified her right away, which is helpful. Now I know where she's at. It's got a nice good number of bees on it. I'm going to carefully put that frame immediately into the nuke box. And all these nuke boxes that are over in that section over there, they have the queens in them. The ones over here have been sitting for overnight without queens, but I'll be putting queens in them today. So this is essentially what a good healthy honey frame looks like. You've got some honey in the middle and some brood along the outside edge. All that cap stuff there, that is actually larva that is in the process of pupating. And these empty cells, if you had good light, they should have eggs in them. But you can see that's a pretty strong brood pattern right there. It's very full. That one's going into this nuke box. Another pretty decent good frame of brood. Nice on that side too. I'll slide that one in there. Everything I do is slow because I'm trying to minimize the amount of bees that get squished inadvertently. This frame is going to mostly be honey. This is their food store. It's pretty full. I want a nice full frame of honey in with this particular nuke. That way she has all the food that she needs to feed the larva. Take that box off. Doesn't seem to be as many bees in the bottom of this one as I was hoping. So these are pretty good honey frames. I'll save those for another box. some more bees in this nuke. Another pretty nice, decent cluster of bees.
Show me again.
The lighting's not the greatest, but maybe if the camera can get up close enough to it, you can see the little white squiggly things at the bottom of the cells. Those are the baby bee larvae.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to see if the light's not right. But I'll point something out interesting. For those folks that don't know, these large bees right here, some people get these ones confused with the queen because they're so big, but those are actually the male drones. They're the reproductive males in the hive that pretty much reproduce and then they die. They do release some beneficial pheromones, but they don't clean, they don't collect food. All the workers that you see crawling around here, all these worker bees, these are sterile females. The only ones that are male in the hive are the drones. It's a little bit tighter than the other frames, so I'm slowly working it down there, trying to squish as few bees as possible.
I would have thought you would have put an empty one in there because there were enough bees in the other one. Oh, sorry.
No, it's a good question. It's just this is a nuke, so I want as many bees in here as possible for the people that have ordered them.
So they're not, the bees aren't loyal to one queen or whatever?
They are initially, but in these ones, there's no queen in there.
Okay.
So now they've been sitting overnight with no queen pheromone in their hive.
Okay.
They're going to start raising out new queens because they think the queen is gone.
Okay.
And if I put another queen in there, which I will demonstrate in a little bit, after about 48 hours, they will accept her as a new queen. But she's in a cage, so they can't get to her.
Thank you.
I'm going to finish breaking down this hive. And then I'll move on to the next one. Lid down for a moment. These frames here just have honey on them. I'll use these in another nuke later. This hive is now empty. And what I've got over in this one are the queen bees. Now the queen bees are currently caged in these little plastic containers. I'm going to shake off these worker bees so I can get to the queens a little easier. They're going to fly up a bit. The shaking doesn't hurt them. They just don't like it. But you can see that there's an individual mated queen inside each of these queen cups. I don't know if you can see her crawling around in there. But these have all been verified mated, pulled out of their original hive. And each of these little containers, these queen cages, have a candy plug in the front. That's kind of like a really thick, sugary marshmallow type substance. The bees will chew that out to release the queen. It'll take them a couple of days. But I'm going to insert these queens into the splits that I've done yesterday. It's a pretty easy procedure. You just open the lid, take the queen. I usually try to use my hive tool, wedge apart some of the frames towards the middle, like here, push it off to the side. I get that cage kind of wedged down in there. I put the candy side of the tube up against the plastic so that I can control how they react to her. See, right now, the workers are now able to get these through these little vent ports. They can feed her, they can take care of her. There's one or two workers in there with her so they can keep her clean. But I'm gonna keep her in there like that for about 2 to 3 days to guarantee that she's been accepted by the workers. It usually takes about that long, otherwise sometimes they might kill her if they don't like it. So that's how you insert a new queen into a new colony. So that was basically the demo that I wanted to do today and show you folks what I'm up to. And at some point in the future, we'll do some more when we're doing some other stuff. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.